by special request from Shelley Roberts and Laura Goins. If I pronounced that wrong, I'm terribly sorry. Anyways, Mulled Things!
Hi, I'm Brian.
I'm Jerica, and you're watching City Steading. To learn to grow and brew, and to take control of your food, hit subscribe now. And check out the other links found in the description below of where else you can find us and learn more about the City Steading mythos.
So today we're going to mull some stuff over.
Today...
I've been waiting to do that joke for like a month.
Yeah. We're going to start with mulled wine. So, in our particular case, our very beginning starting point is our sweet red wine. If you haven't seen that video and you want to make your own wine, it's super simple. Just check out that video link right there.
I'm going to be honest here. I'm doing this under slight apprehension. Last time I had mulled wine, I really didn't like it at all. So, I'm going to do it. But, I remain skeptical.
He's a cranky pants, but it's okay. We're going to drink it and it's going to be awesome.
I'm using a whole bottle of wine. It better be good. Need me to get that for you? Ooh, guess not.
I got it! Yay! Okay.
There's going to be sediment in there, so be careful.
So,
Here, I'll do it.
this is a recycled bottle, as
Yep.
we always do with our fancy... Oh, I didn't expect that to be hot.
Because the burner was left on. It's off now because I showed off, but the burner itself was hot.
Ah. So in a saucepan, you're going to pour entire contents of a bottle of wine. So that should be roughly
750 ml.
750 ml. I have to have a cheat sheet because numbers are not my friend.
Every bottle of wine I make is 750 ml. That's my cheat sheet.
He's pouring this one really slowly because this was before we did our double rack rule. So there's probably a little, there's a little sediment in there. And we don't want that because that's not good drinking. All right, so once we got...
Otherwise, it's nice and clear. A little petulant, actually.
Once we got this poured in here, and we have it in our saucepan, it's on low heat, we're going to go ahead and add 1 sliced clementine.
Oh, the whole thing?
The whole thing. All the stuff is going to be steeped at a low temperature. We want to make sure that it never ever boils. Why? Science. This is an alcoholic beverage. We prefer for it to remain an alcoholic beverage. So if we bring it all the way up to a boil, that alcohol is going to go bye-bye.
You're going to lose some, though. By the way, clementines is just another name for mandarins. Learned that the other day at the store when we were looking for clementines, and the bag said mandarin, but the sign said nectarines, and I was like,
Clementines.
Yeah, that. Clementines.
Brian's got nectarine on the brain. It's okay. Just disregard that. So after you get your clementine / mandarin sliced and in there, you're going to go ahead and add 1 stick of cinnamon, 1 star anise.
It's kind of lopsided. Looks like a crab.
4 whole cloves. Somebody's in a mood, I can see. 3 dried apricots. Oh, you're jumping ahead. Careful there. And lastly, but not leastly, 3 whole black peppercorns. Now, if you find the black peppercorns a strange ingredient, don't. We have done something that we will be sharing with you, oh yes we will, that also includes black peppercorns, and it was fantastic.
I had no idea what she's talking about.
Yes, he does. He's feigning ignorance. All right.
Not.
So we're going to cook this at a low temperature, as I said, because we're trying to infuse the oils from the fruits.
It smells like sangria.
Yeah, it's very much a sangria.
It's the universal sign for hold on a second.
We're going to heat it very gently until simmering, and then we're going to...
Define simmering.
I don't know.
I always wonder about that. Bring it to a boil and then let it simmer. Does that mean continue boiling? Does that mean the top should have turbulence? Does that mean nothing should be happening?
But we're not supposed to bring it to a boil. We're just supposed to let it simmer.
So how do you get it to a simmer without a boil?
I don't know.
People need to be more specific. Like, tell me a temperature.
I think you just want to get it warm enough that...
You want to just extract some of the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to squeeze some of these
You go ahead.
clementine mandarin things. So, in the few seconds that we were missing from your life there, this has been getting heated up, and Derica went and checked what simmering actually means. It means just before a boil. Now, a boil of what? Because alcohol boils at like 162 or 64 degrees, where water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, for all you American types. So, simmering at what temperature? So we decided we'll kind of split the difference, go somewhere in the 160 range. I hate to go much further because then you're going to lose all your alcohol. But then maybe they use the brandy later to put the alcohol back in. That's my guess. So we're going to call this done. Take it off the heat. And we just add in brandy.
You're supposed to strain out the solids first.
Oh, strain out the solids. Let me strain out the solid. You know, I'll just leave it on the heat then. I'll strain out the solids. It actually does smell really interesting. I did have a concern that it's possible this wasn't going to either steep long enough or high enough temperature to get any of those flavors out. I think I might have been a little wrong. It actually seems to have done it. This just isn't something we do, usually. But y'all asked for it, so, you know, Toyota. I wonder how many people are going to get that reference.
Alright, so that's probably good enough because we're going to use the ladle to put it in our mugs again.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so now that we strained out the majority of the solids, we still have some of the pulp from the clementine. I'm not concerned about that because...
Who doesn't like clementine
that's good
pulp?
eating, right? If you want to get fancy with this, you can slice a fresh clementine and put a slice in each mug. This is 50 milliliters of brandy. And
Just
I'm
plain old brandy.
just going to add this in. Brian's going to give that a quick stir.
And then we're going to put it in mugs.
We're going to ladle it into our
And we're
tasting
gonna
mugs.
drink it.
Thanks, Deborah.
Oh, well, okay.
I think it's a better idea for the pourer to have control.
I don't like being in control.
Ha ha ha.
Being that I'm feeling a little off today, I'm looking at a little bit.
So,
It smells really interesting.
Really good.
It smells really like a hot sangria. It really does.
Yeah, it does. It does. A hot spice sangria. I love sangria, and one of my favorite styles of sangria is the type I get at one of our favorite Mexican restaurants, and they sprinkle cinnamon on top of it, and so the smell of this reminds me of that.
This isn't bad. I could tolerate this, which that's saying a lot. Last time I had it, I took like 2 sips. I tried so hard, and I just couldn't do it. It just wasn't for me.
The fruity
This is nice,
citrus notes added to the spice, added to the wine, with a little kick from the brandy, I think is a really great combination. The mulled wine that Brian has been referring to prior,
I think it was a really dry wine.
we actually shared with our friend Deborah. Hi, Deborah. Same person who got us these mugs. And she just had a spice packet that a local winery made to go with their wine. And so it was
But I think it was also a really dry red
just
wine.
heat the wine
That didn't
and
help.
put the spice packet in.
This was sweet to begin with.
I think the fruit, for me at least,
Yeah, that changes it.
really
The cinnamon really helped a
adds
little
to
bit.
it, and those flavor combinations work really well together.
Now what we're going to do, because we used up a whole bottle of wine with this, is we're actually going to strain this, put it back in the wine bottle. That way we can store it and heat it up as we want to, because I may actually go for this. I think I kind of like it. So I can see this, you know, coming up.
Rave review. Brian kind of thinks he likes it. We'll be right back with Mulled Mead. All right, it's Mulled Mead time. So you need a whole container of mead. We are using our traditional mead, Video Found.
When she says whole container, she
Right
means
there.
a 750 ml bottle.
Yes.
Carbonation optional.
250 milliliters of apple juice.
Close enough. We got some sediment in the bottom. I don't like drinking sediment.
1 cinnamon stick. 1 swath of lemon peel.
3 cloves. And I don't know whose thumb size, but a thumb size. I have big thumbs. A thumb size piece of fresh ginger sliced. We heat that up to a simmer again. Again, I'm not going that high. I'm going to go to like 165, maybe 170 tops. And it says to add, this one said add brandy right at the beginning. I disagree, because that will boil off, and the idea is this is supposed to be an alcoholic beverage, not an almost alcoholic beverage.
I'm expecting this one to have a fresher and crisper profile.
Probably. It's going to taste like a sizer. It tastes like apple pie.
Gizmo, not now, baby girl.
The cats are all very needy today. Not really sure exactly why. And Fawn is just rubbing up against one of the spare bags right now. Thought she was getting ready to attack Gizmo, but no.
So we're just going to keep stirring this and heating it up, and we'll be right back.
Okay, so it's up to that 165 to 170 mark. The point at which I'm afraid that it might not be mead anymore if we continue too much further. So I'm going to shut off the heat. And we're going to add 50 ml of brandy. Stir that up. It says to strain out the solids. I got a ladle.
So instead of straining out the solids, we're going to ladle out the liquids.
Yep. Now, what I'm probably going to do with this one too, because there's just no way we're drinking all this, is just let it cool, put it back in the bottle, and we got ourselves a nice spiced mead. Oh, we'll determine if it's nice or not. That enough for you?
This is fine. So since we combined the apple juice in here, you could start with your base alcohol as a sicer, which is an apple and honey combo. You can
Cider meets mead.
You can also just do a cider if you don't feel like doing a mead. There's so many different variables within these flavor profiles that you can use to make this. I'm really
Smells
getting
really good.
The ginger smell, but then you get the lemon. I think it all complements, at least through the smell.
That is much better than I thought it was going to be. I have to be honest. When it was like this, the scent was coming up, I was going, I might not like this. I'm not a big fan of mulled things, which is weird. I like the base, and I like all the spices, and I like every flavor in there. For some reason, combined, sometimes they just don't work for me. Again, this is pretty good. I actually think this might be a little bit better for me than the red wine one.
Yeah, I really like this. The combination of the apple juice and the lemon and the ginger gives this nice tartness.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting a slight bit of the honey mouthfeel.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which is surprising. I expect that to have been gone.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be totally honest. These are not like my favorite things ever. I wouldn't, but that's me. I just wouldn't reach for something like this. It's just not my kind of thing.
I think if we lived someplace farther north, then, you know.
Yeah, if it ever
Florida,
got really, really cold, I might go for
would
stuff like
be
this more.
really nice.
Reminds me of like a toddy, something that you would do when you're sick, more so than something.
Yeah.
Which might be the connotation.
With the ginger and that.
Yeah. But it actually might be really nice. Who knows?
Sick.
Maybe it'll make me feel better.
So that is our Mulled Things. Next holiday season, we'll be continuing with our Mulled Things and showing you some new items. So there's something to look forward to next year. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed spending this time with you. And we'll see you next time on City Steading.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. I need to get centered, so come closer to me.